What's up, YouTube? I'm Super Dan the Shoe Man. I'm back with another Got 'em Early video. So now all three of my videos, after my month and a half or so off, have been Got 'em Early videos. And then I've still got all these Got 'em Late videos I need to make and talk about these shoes and maybe talk about where they were at, what we thought about them when they were coming out or when they were released, and what we think about them now, months later. Some of these months and months and months later. First, though, before we go any further, oh no,
What?
It turned off. A word from our sponsor. We're good. There are who's our sponsor? Jesus. So this is actually not a word from Jesus. This is going to be a word from God, because this is the Old Testament. I actually like it when I hear messages that are from the Old Testament that I feel I can finally apply to something in my life now, because Old Testament is just old stuff, and a lot of times we think that it's the law. I mean, Christians would think that it's the law and it doesn't really apply to us now. But this one especially, this came from Pastor Neil Childs, and he's a missionary in Niger, Africa, that we stayed with several years ago. And he gave this message at church, or he talked about this at church, and it was just like really eye-opening. So there are certain parts of the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, where there's like lists, or they just talk about things over and over and over, and things that you just think are really, really unimportant. They're like minute details of things, and it's like, this doesn't matter to me. And the end of Exodus is one of those. Hey, Peyton, do you know what is at the end of Exodus? You learned about it at church with your mom. Y'all had a small group on it. It's the tabernacle, building of the tabernacle.
Yeah.
And it's like there's 40 chapters in Exodus, and they're not exactly short chapters. And at least the last 4 of them, maybe 5 or maybe more, primarily talking about details of how to build the tabernacle. And so in chapter 36, we go down and it says the curtains of goat hair for the tent over the tabernacle, 11 altogether, 11 goat hair tents. It's like, what? 30 cubits long and 40 cubits wide. Why do I care how big? What does it matter to me how big they are? And go to the next chapter. We're in 37. It's talking about the ark, the table, the lampstand, just all these different parts, the altar, all these different parts of the tabernacle, the altar of incense, and all these details about them. The altar of burnt offering, it needs to be made of acacia wood. They'll be made, all of its utensils will be bronze, its pots, its shovels, its sprinkling bowls. It's telling you all these things that you need. The basin for washing. A basin for washing is just like a bowl with some water in it. So this is pretty short, but it says it needs to be bronze, and its bronze stand from the mirrors of the women who served at the entrance of the tent of meeting. It tells you how the courtyard needs to be laid out, and it goes all the way through the end of Exodus like that. It's not that dissimilar from one I've talked about before, and about the Passover, when you're supposed to eat the lamb the night before, and it needs to be charred over fire, not boiled, and you're supposed to eat the organs and all this other stuff. But it also talks about like how many people, or the size of a family, that can be covered by one lamb, and you're supposed to put the blood here and there and not in other places. And there's just all these details. And finally, Pastor Neil brought something in front of me that made sense of why it matters that all those details are there. And I'm a details person, but I'm like, these details just don't matter, right? When you were learning about the tabernacle, it's like, it tells you how the stitching needs to be, what the stitching needs to be made out of, how long the stitching needs to be, and it's like, oh my gosh, why, Peyton, do you think that? No, that's not where I'm at. It's there to show us the importance of planning. God laid out all these plans for us and showed us, and while obviously it's important that we keep those plans because God asked us to, it's also there just as much so to show us that our success and our success for Christ is through planning. And that's something I haven't done a whole lot of lately. That's why I didn't post video, at least with regards to the ministry of this YouTube channel, that I didn't put a whole lot of thought into or much planning into for the last 45 days before about a week ago, because I wasn't making any videos. I had this stuff sitting here. I just need a plan to make this time. And how do you make plans, Ben? What's a good way to make a plan? And I'll give you a hint. They did it in Exodus. A key part of making a plan.
I like writing everything down.
Writing it down. That's why it's in the Bible, because they wrote it down. So, yeah, exactly. Good job.
Thank you.
Write it down. So I need to plan better, and I can start by writing it down, saying, this day I want to make this video, this day I want to make this video, I'm going to use this verse, because a lot of times that's part of the reason why I don't do it, because I don't have a verse that I'm like, man, I really want to talk about. But anyways, let's get to this. Got 'em early. I've got 2 here. What does this mean, Peyton? two boxes that I'm going to open right now. So what does this mean?
Um.
Do you see the size of this box?
Yes.
So what does it mean?
You're giving it to someone.
No. Well, I guess kind of, but
For our house.
yes.
Either.
Do you see the size of this box?
It's really small.
Yes. So who's it for?
Atticus.
No.
Mama.
No.
Haley.
Trent.
Oh.
She forgot we have a baby in this house.
Well, I didn't think she was gonna be that. That box was gonna be that big for a baby.
This is, but if the shoebox fits inside of this box.
Oh yeah.
Peyton just forgot. She forgot there's a baby.
No, I didn't forget about the baby.
So let's look real quick. This is just what we have up here still. There's a couple things that aren't, but he's got military Black 4s, taxi tow, I guess, ones. What are those?
Pandas.
Panda Dunks.
Cool Grays.
Cool Gray 11s. And then he's got the Travis Scott's over here. I think that's the only other ones over there. He's wearing his Lost and Founds right now. Not right now, but he is actually able to fit in those. Those were the smallest ones I got. Those are the only size 1Cs that I got. And they're wearable right now. He's still only 6.5 months old, so it's not like he's walking. And at this point, it's still, and probably for a while, it's just so much easier to dress him in. So much easier to dress him in pajamas, and pajamas don't go over like footy pajamas. Shoes don't go over footy pajamas very easily. But again, these got them early. These were from a shock drop that happened last week. The squad got these. I didn't get any of these for myself, and we managed to get 2 of them. This is my size. This is size 11. This is the Air Jordan 4 Retro Black, White, and Tour Yellow. These are called the Thunders. I wish I still had them, and you can show over here real quick. I've got all these shoes up here, and some of these are still up here because I was holding out on getting rid of them, hoping that I could get more money from them if I held them, because it's, a lot of times they'll be worth more later on. And the red Thunders that came out, they actually had a color of red kind of like this that I really disliked on that shoe. I like this, so it's probably not exactly the same color. But I got rid of all of them because I'm like, these things are hideous and I just need to get rid of them. They bricked. And I think I probably lost money on a couple of those shoes. Not much, but a little bit. And now they're going for like $400 or $500. But I wish that I had one of them over here because I wanted to compare it to this one. I do have an infrared in there, and I don't think that, I know Miguel asked me about it. I don't think he wants it. But anyways, this is the box. We get black splatter or cement type print on the outside, gray on the paper, and then Peyton, you look at it first with the camera. What do you think?
I kind of like those. They remind me of Bumblebee, the Transformer.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I like these. These are supposed to be also kind of matching or the same theme as the Lightnings that were mostly yellow, and it was a different kind of nubuck. I think it was nubuck. This is a little bit hairier nubuck. I like this nubuck. I like this nubuck, and I like that it's mostly black, and I like this color yellow. I was never a fan of the Lightnings. I had several chances to buy Lightnings at the store for retail, and I passed on them every time because I thought they were trash. But I do like this one, and this particular one looks really good. Let's get Trent's out, take a look, close up look at this one. This is a size, what's that?
Take a look-see.
Let's take a look-see. This is a size 4C, so he should be able to wear this after he wears some of those. Get this one out. I think this was a 2C. So yeah, we've got some 4s here for him to wear, which also means, I mean, he probably won't be able to wear this till he's like over a year old, maybe 16 months, 18 months, a year and a half. So I may wait to wear these. I do think I'm going to keep these. Woo, that's really strong. Just, yeah, it's just
Sounds like a nail salon.
It's just glue, yeah. Man, all right. But I don't know. I just really like these. They're clean. The yellow hits good. It's a pleasing.
Bright. It's very bright.
It's bright, and it's a pleasing color. And that's bright. It hits, and it's a pleasing shade of yellow. They got pretty close on this fabric yellow to the plastic and the midsole yellow, the plastic of the wing here, and I guess that's, I don't know what that's made out of. I don't remember. A lot of times on 4s, not a lot of times, it tends to not be consistent where they put this wing. If it's just below the corner here of this piece of leather, or sometimes it's higher up. And when it's higher up, and it is also size dependent, but even on the same size 11, sometimes if it's too high up, this netting, there's too much visible here, and I don't like that look. When there's too much there, it's just, I don't know, it's just proportioned wrong, and I don't like it. I like the way that the black netting goes over it's almost a mesh under there, and I think these are supposedly made to be a little cooler feeling, not so warm. Like they're supposed to be more breathability in this, but I like the way it looks. But if there was too much of this visible, like if the lace was another quarter and a half an inch up, I wouldn't like it. So, and this is my size. My squat hit on this. We took at least 40 L's on the Travis Scott olives the other day. I did hit on a toddler for Trent on the Travis Scott drop, but I got the email at 12:05 a.m. I was already asleep, so I wasn't able to get in to get that. Let's look at this too. So the back, most people tend to like the Nike Air better. Do I not have a single pair of 4s with the Nike Air on the back? I don't think I do. I don't? No? Wow. Okay, well I'm gonna have to change that. Most people tend to like the Nike Air on the back. What I do have is I think some 3s somewhere with the Nike Air on the back. Oh, yes I do. Right here. So this would look similar for a 4, but a 3. This is a 3. But I like this. I like the white. I'm glad they went with white on that. What do you think?
Yeah.
So Peyton, when pictures of these first release, the stitching through here, there's a thread that goes through there. It was yellow. Or no, it was white. It was white. And a lot of people were upset about it. That's what it looked like. Most people were upset. They didn't like the fact that it was there. But, oh, wait, I do have a 4 with Nike Air on the back. What am I thinking? There we go. 4 with Nike Air on the back. What do you prefer? The single Jumpman or the Nike Air with the swoosh?
I think they both look good, but white looks better.
But not the colors, though. What it says. This is just a Jumpman. This says Nike Air with the swoosh. What would you rather see? Would you rather have Nike Air with a swoosh that was white on this, or would you rather have just the Jumpman on this?
The Jumpman.
You want a Jumpman on this? Okay, I'm the other way. I would rather see Nike Air over here, I think. But again, it needs to be white. The Nike Air white on this would pop even more than just this Jumpman does. But
I think the other shoe has Nike Air.
No, they're both the same. Nothing different about these. So these are supposed to drop, I think, next Saturday, which is like May the, do you know what it is? May the 4th, 5th? What day is that last Friday?
It's the 5th, so 6th?
6th, May 6th. All right, these drop on sneakers. They'll drop on all your other foot sites. I'm sure there will be raffles for most of them. I don't think any of them will be first come, first serve, not for in-stores at least. So I think that these will probably settle. Well, here's the thing. I think that because of the shot drop, a lot of these are in circulation. So if you were to go to StockX and look at an aftermarket price right now, it's probably pretty low. I think it's like $250 or $260, which is, I think these cost $220. I don't remember, but these were not cheap. So there's not a big margin on these, but there's enough of a margin that people who are just there to resell are going to try to get them. But I also think that it might be a little bit easier to get than normal because the resale is the margin's fairly low. The Travis Scotts that I took 70 L's on, they were reselling for like $1,500 for a size 11. So that's a giant margin. People who have absolutely no desire in buying shoes, really generally buying shoes, period, are going to go for those. People who have absolutely no desire to wear the shoe are going to buy them. So the people who do really want to wear them and have them in their collection, they're gonna pay more. But since these don't have that much of a demand, they're gonna be easier to get. But I do think that because there's so much in circulation right now, that drove the price down. And shortly after the drop, like the day of the drop, which I'm gonna go for these full force on the day of the drop again, because I think the day of the drop, the price is gonna shoot up. Probably not past 300, but a little bit. So I think I mentioned this before. I'm probably not gonna wear these until he can wear his. Same thing I'm doing. I do wear the taxi ones, but I do not wear, and I have worn the cool grays, because if y'all go back, you can go back and see the video. I had my cool grays way before I got those cool grays, because the cool grays came out in December. We didn't know we were pregnant until January. So I had already worn them for a while, and then I bought those shoes like a month or two at least after we found out we were pregnant, as a gift to my wife for like celebrating that we were pregnant. And then we also ended up telling the kids, Peyton, Atticus, and Haley, that we were pregnant by letting them unbox that shoe. So he hasn't worn it yet, but I've worn mine. I don't wear them that often though, so we'll be waiting on those. And I have not worn the Travis Scott Air Maxes either, so I'm waiting on him for those. So I'll probably wait for these as well. But y'all let me know what you think about these down below. You think, and whether or not you think they're going to go really hard and be almost impossible to get on release day. I got these two, really just one, but the little kids too. On the shock drop, we were all ready for it, and it's probably another topic for another video. But shock drops, nobody was shocked about that, and most people weren't shocked about that. But so, what do we think about them being called shock drops? And does Nike care that we all know? I don't think they do. But taking, I guess, a little bit closer look at this, I think I like the construction overall of the little kids version on this one better. Maybe because it's bigger, it's just easier to get right or get the proportions and cuts right. This one's smaller, it's harder. But man, I can't wait till he can wear that. He's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
This is a 2C and he's wearing the 1C. He already grew out of at least one of the pairs of Itsy Bitsies, the Concords. He's already grown out of those. So he's probably going to be able to wear these pretty soon. I'll be able to wear mine and the Travis Scotts because I've been kind of itching to wear those too. But smash that like button, tell your grandma about these shoes, tell your grandma about the little bitty ones for Trent to comment down below. Comment down below if you plan, and also if you plan for your ministry, your own outreach, if you do that at all, and how you've seen that helps you. But smash the like button, make sure you're subscribed so you can get the notifications for these videos, and I'll have some of these videos up soon. I got a second look of this that I'm going to put up really quick. Probably it's going to be a short video, but a second look at this because I've worn it quite a bit. This is the 2023 UNC toe. So I'll see y'all next time.
You're so pretty.
Say bye.
Shoes. Ah! Shoes. And I like shoes.
Fire! It's so cute.